So we have a question here. Do you think Froome's natty? Is Froome clean? Well, I think that question doesn't really matter. I said, remember, I had my opinions about Lance Armstrong back in 1999, 2000. A lot of people didn't believe me, but the truth was eventually found out. But I would say it doesn't really matter, alright? What doesn't, people can debate it. It's like debating Christianity or religion or whatever. There's no real point. People can believe what they believe. What I can do is tell people, focus on something else. Focus on what works. Focus on what works. You can focus on what doctor the Team Sky had or whatever. But what I like about watching about Chris Froome is I like watching his cadence. It's like I like watching Lance. I learnt so much from Lance. Even by just riding with Lance, training with Lance a few times, just learnt so much. And you can learn from Chris Froome. Now look at this. Here's a recent race here. We have Froome versus Contador. And you got to remember that there's a couple of hundred other riders or whoever in this race, but this race has basically had two people. And Valverde's spinning here. Valverde's been paying attention, but we have Froome, look at that, and just popping Contador like a piece of corn off the popcorn cob. But look at the cadence. Froome is OCD about cadence, just OCD about fucking cadence. You'll never ever see Froome now grinding. Ever since he lost the 2011 Vuelta because the team didn't put proper gears in his bike and he had to grind his way up the Angliru and he lost the Vuelta because of that, couldn't follow Kobo. Ever since then, Froome's like, fuck it, I've got to have my gears right, and so is Team Sky. Team Sky woke the fuck up. It's not Barlow World anymore, it's Team Sky, and it's 2015. So they're like, whatever gears you want, Chris, we'll make sure the Froome Dog machine has them. So look at Chris's cadence here. Now this video is a bit glitchy, might freeze a bit, but look at Contador just grinding, out the saddle, just grinding. And that's Contador's technique, that's his style. Bit of a glitch there. But look at Froome, smooth, cadence, efficiency. So Tim Kerrison has taught this guy as well. Tim Kerrison is from swimming and swimming background, I'm pretty sure. So he's coming to cycling with no real old school, like, oh, this is just how we do it. No, this is what fucking works, guys. The old fucks didn't know what to do, really. It's 2015, let's get with the times. So he's like, guys, we've got to do cadence, we've got to ride the wattage, and we've got to spin the fuck out of your legs. And that's what Chris Froome's doing. So he's just riding away. People, you got to remember, there's a few hundred riders in this race behind, and Chris Froome's just out front, spinning his fucking tits off. Skinny little toothpick legs with maximum power. It's incredible. So his blood volume must be really good, just oxygen transfer. But the most important thing is he's got his cadence there. So Contador, similar values, blood values, etc. Similar preparation techniques, mindset. But Contador just doesn't have the cadence, man. He just doesn't have the cadence. I used to think Contador was a spinner. And Contador sort of was for his generation. But now he got guys like Froome with Tim Kerrison just paying attention, you know. Paying attention. So Contador is more beyond race style grinding, low body mass index, so he can get out the saddle a lot longer. But Froome spinning. Look at this, Froome still fucking spinning. Contador was spinning for a bit before he got dropped, trying to copy Froome. But you got to do these things in training. You can't rock up on race day and spin. You got to train to spin. You got to train how to pedal efficiently. And it's good that Contador tried, but again, Froome looks like he does this all the fucking time. When I trained with Lance, I've actually ridden with Contador, but when I rode with Lance, one thing I noticed about riding with Lance, and actually Service Carnarvon, was these guys just spinning all the time, everywhere. I was just like, wow, these guys are like OCD spinning. So it's quite amazing. Spinning is where it's at. So you can see Froome there, and he's sort of pulling the bars a bit, pulling back. His mindset as well. If you read his book, The Climb, talks about his mindset, where he loves the pain, loves the hurt. So is Froome clean? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's professional sport. You're paid to fucking win. So instead of debating on whatever or having idols, don't have idols. Have people you go to get technique from. Learn technique. Don't worry about having idols, but have people you look at their technique and you learn from that. So the everyday cyclist can learn from cadence from Chris Froome. So that's fantastic. I love watching Chris on the bike. He definitely illuminates the race, animates it a lot. I'm looking forward to watching Team Sky and the gang in this year's Tour de France. They're going to fucking smoke it up, barring crashes and injury. They're going to fucking smoke it up because Kerrison and Froome paying a fucking attention. And they're new school riders, right? A lot of the old schools like, oh, just grinding and it's spinning. What's spinning? You know, like, Froome, mate. Look at Froome. Chris Froome rides the easiest gears in the pro peloton, looks like. He's just spinning. You got all these fat, drunk people running alongside at maybe 10k an hour, and Chris Froome's got 100 cadence, which means his gearing must be like a massive cassette on the back and like a 32 compact crank or whatever. Judge by results, not my theory. Chris Froome, I should call him Chris Cadence Froome. Enjoy watching that this year's Tour de France. 2015 Tour de France is going to be a ripper to watch. See you soon.